Sophie was ready. The most important day of her life had begun. Today she would see him again, and they would finally admit their love to each other. A love which could not be denied or equalled.
Sophie, you ready? We have to go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Looking very smart.
I wanted to look nice.
What are you writing?
Just some ideas for a story.
We need to talk.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Emma! Emma, please! Then just listen! Let me explain! I had to give you time to calm down. Emma, we need to sort this out. Surely you can't think
The
that
neighbour saw your car here the night that Sam died. When Chris and I were out.
Yeah. He invited me. He called me. He told me that he'd like to see me and that it was important. I didn't know what to expect.
Well, what did he say?
He talked about you and me. He gave us his blessing. In fact, he asked me to look after you in case anything happened to him. And I left him, alive and unharmed. And no, I didn't slip anything into his coffee or inject him. I wouldn't know how.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because I didn't think I had to.
Sophie waited. Everyone else at the surgery was going about their mundane lives. The receptionist was probably thinking about what to have for dinner. The staff chatted, the usual boring, trivial gossip.
Yeah, good idea.
None of them knew it was the most important day of Sophie's life. The day when she would see him alone. Her doctor.
Sophie Grimshaw. Mum not with you?
No, Gran had a fall. Mum went to see her.
I'm not supposed to see you on your own unless I think you're sufficiently mature.
I'm mature. I'm old enough.
Yeah, I reckon you are. Come on then.
Sam wanted us to be together.
He was trying to take care of you.
Chris is right. This is my fault. Sam wanted to die because he thought he'd lost me, but I didn't love him.
It's not what he told me. We didn't talk for long. But he seemed sure in his own mind. He wanted to die because he couldn't stand not being able to do anything for himself. He wasn't suicidal because you had an affair. Don't flatter yourself.
That's what Chris thinks.
Well, Chris is young. He's just lost his dad. And he's just found out about us. Of course he's going to say things.
I owe you an apology. Accusing you like that at work, in front of everyone.
Yeah, well, don't worry. You were clearly hysterical. Anyone could see that.
All she wanted at that moment was to be held by him, to feel his strong arms around her. She imagined what it would be like to touch him, to feel his warm skin, his sensitive mouth turned upwards in a smile.
So you're still having back pain?
Yeah, it comes and goes.
Well, you've been to see me several times now, so I'm going to refer you for an X-ray. Nothing to worry about, but just so we can be 100%. You'll need to take this form with you when you go to the hospital.
And once I've had the X-ray, can I come back here?
Yeah, in a couple of weeks' time to pick up the results.
Okay, great. Dr. Tyler,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise you were with the patient.
That's okay, Karen. I think we are pretty much done here. Okay, there you go, Sophie. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Well, Sophie?
Yeah?
Bring your mum next time, okay?
You need to look after yourself, Emma. When was the last time you ate?
I don't know, I've lost track.
You sleeping?
No, not really.
Didn't think so. You look terrible.
Thanks.
word?
Yes. Yes, of course. Come in. Dear Collier, this is Howard Bellamy.
We've met. How are you doing? This must be a difficult time for you.
I'm okay.
I need to ask you a few more questions.
Has something happened?
Let's do this down the station.
Are you arresting me?
No, not at all.
Well, I need to have a shower, get dressed.
When you're ready. Sorry to interrupt your brunch.
Look, if it's just a few questions, then why can't you ask them here? Why do you have to go down to the station?
It's fine. Stop fussing, Howard. I'll go.
Do you want me to come with you?
No. You'll be hanging around for hours. You should go back to work. But thank you for coming by.
Dr. Tyler! Hello. I fancy meeting you here. I like this place. It's so sophisticated. I like the ambiance.
I just come here for the all-day breakfast.
Dr. Tyler, can I ask you something?
Yeah?
I want to be a doctor. A GP like you.
They're far better GPs than me.
Seriously. I want to do something important. Worthwhile. Would you mind talking to me about your work? You see, Dr. Tyler,
Call me Kevin. Have you eaten?
I'll have a sandwich. Salmon and cucumber on granary bread. I've got money.
Don't be daft, I'll get it. And I'll tell you what you're letting yourself in for. Do you want another drink?
I'll have a late.
I think it's called latte. Be back in a sec.
It's a latte. So this is what it was like to be with someone. All her life, she'd felt as if she was on the outside looking in, envying the couple she saw who seemed so secure in each other's love. Now she was half of a couple. Other people would look in at her and Kevin and envy their happiness.
Dr. Kahela, what do you think we should do about Mr. Reed's funeral?
Oh, if they're still investigating, there won't be a funeral yet.
When there is, do you think we should send more flowers or perhaps make a donation to a charity? As you are friends with Dr. Reed, I thought you might know.
I don't know what they want. Maybe you should ask Chris.
I really do not want to burden that young man.
So, Dr. Griffiths comes back into the lecture theatre and there's this sheep by the lectern.
Why?
Because he's Welsh.
Oh, I see. That's awful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to university.
It's hard work.
Yeah, it sounds it. I want to do all of that. Not play jokes on lecturers, but go out and have fun.
Well, don't you do that already? You must have friends.
Not really. I'm homeschooled.
Since when?
Since I was 7. Mum's a qualified teacher, so she teaches me. We've got lots of books, and it's much better for me academically. Anyway, I don't really fit in with kids my age. I never have. Celebs and reality shows and gossip. I'm not into any of that.
Don't you watch TV?
We don't have one. Mum thinks it's a corrupting influence, especially the soaps. She won't let me have a mobile phone. She checks my search history every time I've been on the computer. She searches my room. It drives me mad. I shouldn't have said. You think I'm weird, everyone else does.
No, Sophie, I don't think you're weird. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with being different. Try growing up mixed race on an all-white estate. The Asian kids at school called me a coconut. You know, white on the inside, and the white kids, well, you can imagine what they called me.
You were bullied by racists. That's awful.
I survived. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I know what it's like to feel that you're an outcast, that no one understands you.
Kevin, what I really wanted to say was, I know I'm still young, but I'm mature for my age. In a year and 2 months I'll be 16, and then we could be together. If you could just wait.
What are you talking about?
I love you, Kevin. I loved you since September the 18th last year. I want to be with you, properly, forever. I know you feel the same. This is a date, isn't it? Our first real date.
This isn't a date. This was planned. You waited for me to come here.
I know this is your favourite cafe. You said so on iSpace. And your relationship status is single. It has been for months. I wouldn't be saying
You've
this
got
if you...
this all wrong. What kind of creep do you think I am?
But you're so kind. And you talk to me. And you listen. No one's ever been interested in me before. Kevin, when I'm...
Cut it out.
But...
Look, Sophie, I'm not in a relationship with you. I don't fancy you. Have you got that? I'm not in... You're just a kid.
But I love you.
It's a crush. You'll get over it.
Thank you. Are you sure you're okay?
Yes?
Tell me if you need a break. I'm sorry to keep going over all this, but...
No, it's fine. I know you have to.
Tell me about the 13th. The day before your husband died.
It was perfect. We had the perfect day. And...
It's okay. Take your time.
it was just the three of us. The family. We spent the day together. We laughed, talked, played games. Sam had his favourite takeaway and he was so happy. I hadn't seen him that happy in ages.
Sophie, what are you doing now? What's the matter?
It's nothing. I'm all right.
Has someone done something to you?
No! Please, Mum, just leave it.
Tell me what's going on, Sophie. Right now. All right. Give me that.
Sounds like you really loved your husband.
Yes, I did.
I'm trying to understand why you had affairs with other men.
They weren't affairs.
What were they then?
Flings. I had sex with other men when I was married to Sam.
How many, roughly?
You've asked me all this before. As far as I'm aware, adultery isn't a crime. I don't see how it's relevant.
I'm just trying to build a picture of your marriage. This arrangement where you slept with other men and your husband didn't mind.
Sam didn't mind because he knew I loved him. Howard was the only other man I'd ever cared about.
Howard was the first person that mattered apart from your husband. Doesn't that give you the obvious motive for killing Sam?
He's been having an affair with my daughter for months.
I haven't, and if that's what she said, then she's lying.
Mrs. Grimshaw, I know you're upset, but I'm sure that we can sort...
Don't patronise me.
You're making a very serious accusation. Do you have any proof?
Oh, I have proof, and I know all about him. I looked him up. He murdered his last girlfriend.
No, Dr. Tyler was questioned about the murder. Somebody else was arrested and charged. It has nothing to do with this. Now, you said you had proof. Let's see it.
Oh, I've got proof. She kept coming to the doctors, dressing up to the nines, and she always saw him. I should have realised. And then she comes home in a right state, and I find this. It's all there. He should be sacked. He's a paedophile.
Mr. Bellamy's very protective, isn't he?
I don't need Howard to protect me. There's nothing going on between us.
Yes. You're both very insistent about that. You're not having a relationship. It ended a year ago. So, how come he's round at yours making breakfast? Oh, come on, Emma. You must see how it looks. You cozying up to your lover, ex-lover, just days after your husband's suspicious death.
You think Howard spent the night, don't you? Well, he didn't. He came over this morning. I didn't even invite him. We were just talking, that's all.
Okay. Sit down.
I'm telling you the truth. I know how stupid it would be not to.
Do you know what I think the truth is, Emma? I think you loved your husband. And you organised a perfect family day with him. And you made damn sure it was perfect because you knew it was going to be his last. And then you and your son put him to bed. And then you killed him. Kindly, mercifully, of course, like putting down a pet. I think you did it because you and Howard wanted to be together.
The October air was gentle against her skin. The sky shone with 1,000,000 stars. Afterwards, lying there in Kevin's arms, feeling the steady beat of his heart, she felt that she had glimpsed infinity.
I think we get the point.
He seduced her.
Just because you've got this detailed account, it doesn't mean that it's true. It sounds like pure fantasy.
It is pure fantasy. I didn't seduce her. None of this happened. Yeah, we talked because I felt sorry for her.
What, are you telling me my daughter's a liar?
Well, there's one easy way to find out. Sophie?
Well? Oh, where are you going?
To the loo. Is that all right? Am I allowed? Or are you going to follow me in and watch me like you do with everything else?
Your husband died from an overdose of drugs that you recommended a few weeks earlier.
I didn't give him that overdose.
So how did a lethal quantity of those drugs end up in his system?
I don't know.
Well, someone must have administered them.
Well, maybe Sam managed to do it himself somehow. That's the only explanation I can think of.
Except you and his GP, Dr. Carter, previously said that was impossible.
Well, maybe we were wrong.
Call the police. If you don't, I will.
Go ahead, call them. Get me arrested, get me questioned. It's not like it's the first time I've been accused of something I haven't done.
All right, look, if you're going to go down that route, then you need support. Somebody from the MDU.
Oh, yeah, doctors. You all stick together.
Dr. Tyler has the right to
Oh,
represent...
yes, he has rights. Abusers always have rights. What about the victims?
Can I say something?
I don't think it's good.
I've had to sit here and listen to you accusing me. I've also listened to your daughter, and do you know what? You make her life a misery. You've made her a virtual prisoner, no, scratch that, a real prisoner in her own home. You've made it impossible for her to have any friends her own age, or any friends at all. You search her room, you monitor her computer usage. I mean, what are you? Her jailer?
Okay.
Whatever she's said, she exaggerates. She lives in a fantasy world half the time.
I'd live in a fantasy world too if I had you for a mum.
Where is Sophie? Do you want to go and check to see where she is?
No, she's not in the loose, I've checked. What if she's run away?
I wouldn't blame you. Kevin's not helping.
Are you all right?
It's asthma.
Okay, have you got your inhaler? Let's go somewhere quiet. You all right?
No, it's just my daughter. She's gone missing. She's all I've got.
She went this big with long brown hair.
Yes, have you seen her?
Well, she went out to your car about 5 minutes ago. Dr. Keller saw her as well.
Oh, she could be anywhere.
I'll go and find her. Maybe if I talk to her then...
No, you've done enough.
Don't worry, I'll find her.
Come on, let's go somewhere quiet, yes? Hang
Thank
on.
you, Karen.
Are you seriously telling me that your husband, a paraplegic who'd had a stroke and broken the one arm that he could use, somehow managed... Sorry, I'm going to have to take this.
I'm Dr. Keller from the mill.
I know.
Where are you going?
Anywhere. I don't care as long as it's away from here.
Look, if you really want to leave, I won't try and stop you, but let's have a chat first.
Have you read The Importance of Being Earnest?
More of a science geek.
There's a girl in it who's in love with a man that she's never met. She likes the idea of him. She keeps a diary of their whole courtship. And then she does meet him and they do get married. But the diary was just...
Make-believe?
The stuff I wrote, I just wanted it to be real. Now I've got Dr. Tyler in trouble.
If it's not true, you should tell
I can't. I can't go back and face them after what Mum's done.
You can. I'll come with you. You should just tell them the truth. That's the grown-up thing to do. If you can be brave, they'll respect you for that.
But I'm so embarrassed.
Don't be. We all do daft things when we're in love with someone. I have. Kevin has. When you have a real relationship, it'll be more exciting than anything you can imagine. Anyway, Kevin's an idiot. You can do much better than him.
It's not just going out with him. I've had fantasies about saving his life, rescuing him.
You can. You can save his career.
Good phone call. Oh, I see. It's a tactic. I meant to sit here worrying what that call was about. And then what? Panic and confess? I work for the police, remember? I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to find out who killed your husband.
Or make me confess to something that I didn't do. Because I didn't kill him. I don't know how he died, and I can't prove it, but I am innocent.
Okay. You're free to go. I will find out who killed Sam.
I hope you do.
I thought I'd lost you.
I'm all right. I've got something to say. It was all lies. None of it happened. Kev, Dr. Tyler hasn't done anything wrong.
Thank you, Sophie.
You don't have to protect him.
I'm not. I made it up.
The main thing is, Sophie, that you're safe. Would you still like to make a complaint?
No, I suppose not.
Dr. Tyler, I'm really sorry.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Wait.
You're a prat. And a lucky prat. There you go.
I need to talk to her.
Leave them be, for goodness sake.
You're not talking to her.
No, I'm not. I want to talk to you. I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have said what I said.
She hates me now.
No, she doesn't. But you should really try and give her some more freedom. You know, let her go to school with other kids. Allow her to have a mobile phone.
I do not need advice on parenting from you.
Your daughter's just tried to run away. She could have been in real danger. All those things that you worry about happening could have happened.
I know that.
If you don't give her some more freedom, she'll leave home as soon as she's old enough and never come back. Then you really will lose her.
Let's go home.
She had won the battle. She looked at the beautiful spring sunset and wondered if anyone else was watching it too. She had saved the man she loved, and even though they could never be together, she knew that he was grateful to her.
Mum.
Chris, are you all right?
It was me, I did it. I killed Dad. Well, it wasn't Heston or your boyfriend, so who else could it have been?
You think I did it?
There is nothing wrong with a man and a woman finding each other attractive. Even if that man is a man of God.
What are you doing?
Calling the police.
This is the person I was telling you about.
I painted the X.